I feel like you are still like owning a lot of the copywriting part. Now like it's just to outsource it. What's your experience there? And second quick question, in regards to the price point, like I just like linked 75K. It could also have been, you shared earlier you sold founders for 2K in the beginning. I could also maybe 150K. Like how to price something.
Yeah, okay, so a couple different things there. So the first thing, on the content side, the stuff that I do, I write my book, I write the YouTube content, and I write the short form X stuff and just any other like stories that I obviously just create from my phone, or any like X stuff that I just want to create, which I'm doing more of that. Because of the book and just some stuff I've been reading, there's a book called Show Your Work by Austin Kleon that just inspired me. Like every day, if at like 5 p.m., you can just like end your day and just show your work. Like, what did you do this day? As I've been now delegating and eliminating a bunch of shit, I realized that a lot of things that as a brand scaled, we're kind of like not doing a good job of is authenticity. I think we could do better. I think it's like so systemized and like sometimes like, and even like too beautiful and polished sometimes. It's like, where's the humanity behind this brand? So we need to improve that. So I'm making an effort now to just like put my stuff out there. So it's like, oh, I wrote a bunch of founder cards yesterday. Just take a photo of them and like put a little story up around that or whatever, you know? So showing my work more. So I do those. And then X threads though, LinkedIn posts, those are all done by Thomas and Nils does my newsletter. It's mostly my content still, like stuff that I've written, but they're packaging it up in like the way for the platforms. So that's what I do and don't do. In terms of how to price things, I think there's a lot of ways to approach it. I think for what you're doing, there's the world where in some things I've done before, I've like priced it at 75K, I closed. I was like, shit, that was really easy. 105K, see how that goes, right? And kind of like keep on like laddering up a bit each time and seeing like what I can do. There's also the approach of just like pitching someone like 150K or just a number that seems ridiculous to you and just see what they can do. Maybe they bite, or they're like, listen, we can't do $250,000, but we could do 210,000. You're like, wow, okay, let's do it. You know? So either of those works, honestly. I think it's more of an art. I approach it more of an art than a science. So just, either of those two paths. The nice thing about going really high and uncomfortable is like, again, like maybe they say no to that. So they'll kind of work you down to like, obviously where their level is. Yeah. Whereas maybe like with the 75K, you left a lot of money on the table, but you don't really know how much. So it's just this vague like pricing question mark.
How would you test to like see what the highest potential could be?
Yeah. So then I would quote a big number that feels really uncomfortable. No, it's good. No, that's the route I would go. Yeah. Quote a big number. I do that all the time. Yeah. With as an example, like we were doing something with a big brand. They wanted to hook into like the systems and like more EA side of our business. So I quoted them like $2.5 million or something, something crazy, and it's in the works, So you just play around and see what you can do versus like, part of me was like, oh, I think this is worth like 250 grand. It's like, well, what would it look if you priced it at 10X that? Like, what could you do even? And what could you make for 10X that? Like, oh yeah, I can make crazier shit. So yeah, in that case, quote something just really, really high. Yeah, see what happens.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. So extracting lower ticket, Jordan. There's two approaches to this. One approach is the efficient approach. The efficient approach is just taking a high ticket thing you have and like cutting out like a piece of it and going like, okay, like, hypothetically I could take like the whole YouTube OS out of Founder OS Plus and be like, oh, I'm going to just sell YouTube OS. Now, what I tend to do is more, what is a low ticket product that like I want to release? And something that kind of just came up is this idea of like for CEOs, right? So we did LinkedIn for CEOs, we did YouTube for CEOs, and we'll just keep on doing this like series around that. So we're calling out our avatar CEOs, and we're just putting whatever the hell the thing they're going to learn in it is. And then the content that we put in there is just whatever kind of fulfills the promise that that thing's supposed to have. And that would be such a no-brainer for them in terms of not just the offer, but when they go into it, they're like, how the fuck was this $199? Like, this is insane. That when then we hit them up to say, hey, by the way, we got this Founder OS thing. They're like, yeah, let's get on a call. Would love to learn more. Like, if it's anything indicative of what you just gave me, like, I'm definitely open to it, right? So that's the approach that I prefer more, which the difference there is that I will make some new content there and I will film some new stuff just to make sure it's like kind of perfectly dialed for that. And then what I do is I then share that content back into like the other stuff. So we added that to Founder OS Plus. We added that to, that stuff. So Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you're just driving people to that low ticket course from the email list.
Email list, and then we'll do maybe like a launch over like, okay, so the way to do these things that I've learned over the last year, which I don't know why it took so long, was you want to always drive people, even if you say, you know, you're going to make the thing, even like 3 months up until it, you can drip it out and drive people to its own landing page with its own email list, right? I should have learned this like a lot younger in my career. Like this is like so obvious, but basically then what happens is you build an email list around, say, YouTube for CEOs. Those people have expressed intent in like learning when it's going to come out and staying up to date and knowing when it drops. So those people, you can market to them a lot more. So what I'll do is then every week, say 8 weeks out from the launch, I'm like giving them like giving value this week, giving value this week. Like I'm just dripping them like YouTube stuff and tips and hacks and like the importance of YouTube every week. So that list, it's maybe only like 4,000 people. It's rather humble, but like these people are leaned in. So by the time we drop it, they're like ready to go. And I haven't peppered and bothered my other list that's like, yo, I don't want this much YouTube content. This is insane. And they would all, like a lot of these people would unsubscribe if I peppered my larger newsletter with this stuff. So the thing I would recommend is if you know you're about a month or 3 months out, I generally like to plan the low ticket products on a quarterly basis. So I know every quarter what's coming out, and then like landing page goes live, first of the quarter, you know, drip people some updates and stuff. Month 2 and 3 of the quarter, drop it like the last 2 weeks, say, of the quarter, and then like rinse the system more or less again. And like learn things each time too. Like just because you do this once doesn't mean it's like 100%, it's like 60%. And you're like, oh shit, like we did this wrong. This wasn't that good. We could have done this better. Like the way we dropped it, we should have done more emails. We should have made them more like this or whatever. We should have priced it differently. We priced it at $199 for YouTube for CEOs. I think next time I would price it at like $79 or something like that. Just like such an impulse buy. Like just buy it, you know? Because it's not about the revenue we make from it. It's about just like getting people in it, consuming the stuff, enjoying it, telling their friends, and like spreading the brand and the value, and then driving leads. All right, go for it.
I think I had until this moment a misconception because we used to say, okay, lower ticket is for part of the niche, architects that don't have a budget to buy the course that it's the expensive one. But if they don't have the budget, then they're not going to buy because they don't have lower ticket is for the same part of the niche, but that they have budget.
That's how I think about it. Yeah, like everyone can think about these things differently, right? Like
because in 2 months they are not going to have the budget, but if you are focusing the one that have, they're going to buy you later.
Yeah, like we can use this as a practical example because we'll just all understand it. It's like, say I go and sell like a low ticket product for $79 and you divide $79 into 29,000, which is what Founder OS is, just as a real example, right? That's 367 sales of the short form product would equal 1 sale of Founder OS Plus, as an example, right? And so, yeah, I'm trying to build something that's like low ticket that just gets you in, and it gets you to this, like the real thing we do. And again, this idea of the big domino, it's like the main product, it's Founder OS Plus. I'm not looking to like be the low ticket guy and do that. It's all that. And so this actually, it is focused, right? Because it's still saying like, oh, we're just releasing this to drive this one thing. I'm not releasing this because, oh, I want to also serve these like 99% beginners that I have in my audience and make sure that they're served. It just kind of and it could confuse the brand if you do that too much too. It's like, I saw this and I saw this, like, are you for CEOs or are you for complete beginners? Like, who's this for? I think that's something that we all just got to keep on like refining ourselves. Yep. Yeah.
Technical is just, you put low ticket in a school or like a different platform, or it doesn't really...
Low ticket's always Kajabi. There's no community aspect to it. There's no mentorship from me. It's generally just like the curriculum for the most part. Yeah. The one hack with that though, just to be transparent too, sometimes like what I sometimes do with low ticket these days, because that's not quite correct what I just said, okay? The one thing I will do is sometimes to make it more of a no-brainer, I'll throw in 3 live sessions with me over 3 days, okay? There's this concept you've probably heard of called a challenge. I don't really know even how these things work, to be dead honest. I just run my own version of this stuff, which is like a Wednesday, I'll give a lot of value around the thing. The Thursday, I'll give a ton of more value around the thing. And like there'll be a goal that we're trying to accomplish. So for YouTube for CEOs, I was like, pick a date next week, you're gonna publish your first YouTube video. and we're going to like get your concepts ready. We're going to get ready. And like, I want you to have that date open. And by the end of these 3 days together, I want you to like have it ready to go, have your concept ready to go, your title, and you're filming that day. And then the Friday, which is the third day of the challenge, I'm just lightly pitching people like, hey, like if you liked this process, if you enjoyed it, this is Founder S Plus. And if this feels like a good fit, like let me know and reach out to our team. So I'm using it as like, you get it. Like it's useful, to drive people to Founder S Plus. And they're obviously going to attend because they paid for it.
And you do the challenges in your Instagram or?
No, I do the challenges on Zoom the same way I do Founder S Plus. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah. So, but it's all bundled in there. So it's not like a separate challenge. It's like when you buy a low ticket product, there are 3 live sessions. You see it as just, I'm buying 3 live sessions. This is dope. On the back end, I'm thinking, I got to kind of think about the challenge format for this. What value am I giving them? Is there one key thing I'm trying to like get them to do that's like a low lift that would show them like, whoa, I can do this. In this case of YouTube, it's like publishing your first YouTube video. And then on the last day of it, have I provided so much value that a certain percentage of these people would be open to joining Founder OS per se. So that's how I look at it. And that's again, where I'm getting the most ROI from releasing this low ticket thing because I'm driving people to the main thing. Cool.
Do you have a specific format there, how much content you give away? Because on the one hand, you want to give away so much content that they say, whoa, I got this for $199. On the other hand, you probably don't want to overwhelm them.
Yeah, it's a good question. Like maybe 10 lessons or 12 lessons, something like that is like back in napkin, like, and no more than like 2-3 hours of content probably. Again, back in napkin, could be 5, could be 1, but not like 20 hours. Or else you're gonna have a bunch of people that are like, yeah, I'll talk to you once I'm like done this course. It's gonna take me like the next year. And you're like, oh, damn. Like you want them to like get a result, do the thing, like get that dopamine rush. Like, it's like a book. Like if you're for this concept, like you'd want to release a book that's like 120 pages, right? Yeah, don't give them like a 500-page book that they're like, oh, you talk to me in like a year, this thing will be done, right? So that's the thinking. Okay, Ruben, if it's value ladder for real in your stuff, let's look at that deeply at some point, just to go through your actual stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it needs that level of detail versus just some broad stuff. So yeah, but like just grab me, we'll do it. If you have your computer or your phone in front of you, we can look at your phone.